Good morning. Welcome. It's great to see you all. My name is Kim Parker Jadenis, and I'm a board member of the Habitat for Humanity affiliate of the Mid-Willamette Valley. I would like to welcome you all to the 2018 HopeBuilder Breakfast. Thank you for coming, and I would now like to welcome Pastor Corey Spangler from Court Street Christian Church for the opening prayer and blessing.
All right, let's bow our heads in a word of prayer. Heavenly Father, first of all, thank you for this delicious meal and the people who've worked so hard to prepare it. Also, Lord, we're here today to celebrate and to hear more of the wonderful story that you're writing through Habitat for Humanity. Thank you for their dedicated staff. Thank you for the volunteers. Thank you also for the opportunity, for the needs in this community that we get to band together and come together and lend our resources, our time, and our hearts to this worthy cause. We love you, and if you agree with this prayer, say amen. Amen. Very good.
Very powerful, without any words. This morning, I would like to start by thanking the sponsors for this breakfast. First of all, I would like to recognize Wells Fargo as our title sponsor. Not only is Wells Fargo the title sponsor for this event, but the Wells Fargo Housing Foundation provides grant funding for our builds and allows their employees to volunteer regularly on our build site and pay them as a workday. They have demonstrated a strong commitment to Habitat for Humanity for many years, and they are a faithful corporate partner. Would the people from Wells Fargo please stand up? Where are we? Yay, thank you. Thank you. I would also like to thank our dream sponsors, MAPS Community Foundation and Western Partitions. Quick round of applause for the dream sponsors. And our foundation sponsors, Ron and Virginia Moore, Ned Baker Real Estate, ABC Printers, Dowdy Pruitt Wilson CPAs. Thank you. And now if you would look at the screen, let's recognize our Hope sponsors. Quite a few. Thank you. Because of these sponsorships today, this breakfast is fully funded, which means that all of the proceeds from this morning will go directly towards Habitat for Humanity's home building mission. Please join me one more time in a big round of applause for this support. Would all of the table hosts please stand? We would like to thank you for bringing your friends and colleagues to join us in this important event this morning. And now, how about anybody who has volunteered for Habitat, who has donated to support the mission of Habitat for Humanity? Please stand. Thank you. Please know that all of you have changed lives. This year, we are dedicating our 91st home. Yeah, let's give a round of applause for that. That's true. Wow is right. But we have more work to do. Without your continued contributions of time, our walls will not be raised. Without your financial support, materials for our homes will not be purchased. Each of you are the lifeblood of Habitat for Humanity, and you have kept us thriving. With your continued support, our future looks brighter than ever. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Let's try that again. Good morning, everyone. All righty, that's what I like to hear. Really quickly, I've never really thanked Kim being our board member. Yesterday, Ron Moore reminded me that it's her fault that I've been involved with Habitat for 9 years now. And so Kim, it's your fault for introducing me to a wonderful mission, a great organization, and a wonderful ministry. So thank you so much for doing that 9 years ago. I appreciate it. For those of you who may not know who I am, my name is Jerry Ambrose, and I am the Executive Director to our Mid-Willamette Valley Habitat for Humanity. I want to thank every one of you personally for being here and joining us for our HopeBuilder Breakfast. Thank you for supporting us, not only here by showing up to our breakfast, but also on our build sites with your time, treasure, and talents. I appreciate every one of you. Our theme this year is Home is the Key. A lot of you might be asking yourselves, the key to what? The Webster Dictionary defines a key as something that affords a means of access, also an instrumental or deciding factor. Think about that for a moment in relation to your family and home. Is your home the key to academic success? How about generational stability or even happiness? How has your home been the deciding factor for success in your family? I can tell you firsthand that I've lived a parallel life as most of our partner families. Let me tell you, home is the key that serves as a refuge after a bad day at work. It's also the key for kids after a day being bullied at school. And it's also when you want to get away from all the social economic pressures and just get away from it all. On the flip side, home is also the key to amazing memories like family dinners, birthday parties, both young and old, a place for movie nights, and a place for summer barbecues. It's the difference between living and merely surviving. For my family, we struggled to find affordable housing. Merely surviving for us meant living in our dilapidated and overcrowded apartment. My family began living after we moved into our first home. We could save money because we didn't have to worry about rent increases, and my parents could take us to our doctor's appointments and put decent food on the table. Most importantly, a home meant that we didn't have to move schools again. Did you know that every time a child has to move schools, 3 to 6 months of his or her education are lost with every move? 3 to 6 months. No wonder why some students are graduating at lower rates than others. Those students are merely surviving. Housing affordability is a topic we've all been hearing about lately in the news, newspapers, media. Do you know why? That's because we're in a housing epidemic. Yes, an epidemic. The housing market is a widespread occurrence of a destabilizing disease for families that are living paycheck to paycheck. Monthly apartment and house rents in the Salem area now exceeds what 84,000 Marion and Polk County residents can afford to pay, according to the Statesman Journal. In the Salem area specifically, renters must earn over $17 an hour to afford a 2-bedroom unit. Oregon's minimum wage is only $10.75 an hour. Almost 13,000 workers relied on minimum wage jobs in Marion and Polk counties last year alone, according to the Employment Department. It doesn't take a mathematician or a rocket scientist to understand that this equation simply doesn't add up. Rent increases destabilize many families. Most low-income families live paycheck to paycheck and can find themselves homeless with a single rent increase. How many of you have seen an image like this before? Before the Airbnbs and social media? How many? Some of you? Most of us have when we're on vacation or we're doing a road trip and traveling somewhere and we're trying to look for a place to stay for the evening. But now imagine if you came across this very image the next time you're looking for a permanent home for you and your family. According to a recent survey by Multifamily Northwest, Salem's vacancy rate is at 3.6%, amongst the lowest in the state. This means we live in a landlord's market, where the landlord gets to set the rental rates according to the high demand. Do you think all the newly constructed rental units are going to be placed on the market at an affordable rate with such high demand? Of course not, but there is hope. Thanks to our wonderful mission and work, an average Habitat homeowner pays between $750 and $950 for a 3-bedroom home they own. Yes, a home they own. This is what a 1-bedroom apartment currently rents for here in Salem. We are honored this year to be partnering with the Harbaugh and the Hernandez families for them to experience Home is the Key. When asked what this meant for Sarah Ramos, a past Habitat partner family, she said, "Our family had no hope of owning a home, let alone building a savings account. Every month we had to get creative with our bills so that we wouldn't fall behind. We wouldn't be homeowners or have a stable future if it wasn't for Habitat partnering with us." Since our inception in 1974, over 1,400 communities around the world have been changed for the better. Our founders, Millard and Linda Fuller, set the gears of change in motion all those years ago, allowing for the families that would later become Habitat homeowners to experience the key importance of stability and self-reliance through shelter. In Oregon, in the last 5 years, 328 Habitat homes were built and sold, 66 homes were rehabilitated and sold to Habitat partner families, and 232 homes repairs were conducted. Our work here in Salem contributes to the overall affordable housing opportunity statewide. Most importantly, 92% of children raised in Habitat homes graduated from high school, exceeding the state's average by 16%. And 63% of those students received better grades the moment they moved into their Habitat homes. The Habitat model works, you see, because it is designed as a sustainable and graduated solution. Families apply and are selected based on their overall need, as well as their ability to repay an affordable interest mortgage. As an essential part of the foundational criteria, they are also required to make an investment of 500 sweat equity hours on their builds and attend courses on subjects such as financial literacy, home maintenance, and good neighborly conduct. The cycle in a Habitat homeowner's evolution reaches new heights once their first mortgage payment is made. Their payment enters what we call the Fund for Humanity. This means that their hard-earned money will go back into our mission's work helping other Habitat families as they begin their journey towards a new home and better life. If you walk the Samaritan Lane neighborhood in South Salem, where Habitat volunteers have built 16 homes and look forward to adding another 6, 2 of which are currently under construction, you'll instantly experience a vibrant and lively community of hardworking families who were at one time suffering from discouragement, struggling to find stability and self-reliance. Today, when these same families put the keys they received on the day of their home dedication into the locks of their Habitat homes, they will unlock not only the physical door, but their bright futures ahead. The results of Habitat's efforts are more than the sum of nails, paint, and wood. Locally, the numbers speak for themselves. Here in the Mid-Willamette Valley alone, our affiliate has built 89 homes serving 400 individuals, including over 300 children. We have also built 155 homes internationally, thanks to our tithing commitment with Habitat for Humanity International. And this year, as Kim mentioned, we are building our 90th and 91st home in South Salem. Our Restore has also been doing its part. Over 1.5 million pounds were kept out of the landfill last year, and roughly 11 million pounds since 2007. And because of our community's commitment to seeing more homes built, the Restore has also surpassed its goals into a record-breaking year. receiving donations from over 2,200 donors, different donors, and volunteers contributing over 6,300 hours of their time. As proud as we are of these statistics, it is what lies beyond the numbers where the greatness of the good we have all accomplished truly begins to sink in with the individual lives we have all transformed. Our founder, Millard Fullard, once said, "We have the know-how in the world to house everyone. We have the resources in the world to house everyone. All that's missing is the will to do it." As a Christian organization, we are honored to live out the theology of the hammer, setting aside any theological differences and picking up a hammer. Together, we build with people. A passage in the Bible from 1 John says, "How does God's love abide in anyone who has the world's goods and sees a brother or sister in need and yet refuses help? Little children, let us love, not in word or speech, but in truth and action." Thank you for being people who love by your actions and not merely words. I would like to end by reading a poem titled "I Am a Habitat House," written in 2009 by Randy Heiss, a now retired Habitat for Humanity executive director. I am a habitat house, a place of love, a place of comfort, a place of home. I am an impossible dream, an unachievable goal, an unachievable object, a wish too distant for hope. Yes, I can embrace a family, but you must bring them to me. You must let them cry when they need to cry. You must give them strength when they need strength. Yes, I am a habitat house, but without you, I do not exist. Without you, and you, I am an empty hole in the air, a barren and lifeless plot of dirt, a dream never to be attained. Without you and you, I am a rusty box of nails, some 2x4s scattered on the floor, a few stacks of shingles buried under the snow. Without you, no current runs through my wires, no water through my pipes, no love lives within me. Whether you don an apron, wield a hammer, or toil in the office, I am nothing without you. Because of you, I will live and embrace my family. I will nurture and empower them. They will become all God intended for them. You are the blood that fills my veins, the breath that fills my lungs, the food that nurtures me, the hands that build me. You turn me into a home and fill my walls with God's love. And together, we change lives unequivocally and forever. Thank you.
Well, hey, everybody. My name is Corey Spangler, and I'm a pastor at Court Street Christian Church. I'm also a lifelong Salem resident. If any other lifelong Salem residents out there, would you give like a woohoo or something excited, huh? All right, there's only a few in here. Or maybe they had their mouths full. I don't know. But well, for all of you that aren't, welcome to the community. It's been a great place. And I'm also a husband. I'm a dad to 2 middle school daughters, and whenever I say that, I usually get interrupted so people can tell me some bit of foreboding-sounding advice. So I'll be sitting up here, come give me yours later. You know, when they're little, they're like, oh, they're so cute, it's great, and now that they're in middle school, people have been like, let me give you a little warning label. So that's always fun, so it's good times. But as a pastor and as a leader, one of my passions is creating a healthy organizational culture, okay? And one of the things, or a couple of the things that I found really stir that up in the organization that I'm a part of is when our team plays together and has fun, and also when they serve together. And this is where I get to talk a little bit about Habitat and our partnership with them. See, we've been partnering with Habitat for a few years now. The partnership is growing. Each year, we get really excited to storytell about the work that Habitat is doing in the community. We do that to our congregation, and we invite them to go and to volunteer their time and to give and to partner. The other thing that we do, and this is something that has been really revolutionary for us, is I actually shut down our office for a half day, and I sign our staff up to go out to the build site, and we build together. They get paid for that day like it's a normal day, but we find ourselves playing together and serving together and just having a great time. Now you might say to yourself, well, isn't a church always about benevolence and this kind of thing? And yes, we absolutely are, but even in a church environment, it's great to go beyond the 4 walls, and it's great to break the routine. We have a funny saying that kind of haunts us sometimes, that Sundays come with frightening regularity. You see, before one sermon's even cold, we start talking about the next one. And this opportunity with Habitat for us has helped us to break out of the routine and to serve in a fresh way. As my team pours out, we get to experience the beauty of really being a part of what Jesus talked about when he said it's more blessed to give than it is to receive. I'll show you a few pictures here of my team serving out on the site. A few good things happen in there. There's always just some laughs and some good work that happens. There's always surprises too. If you'd asked me before a build what a palm nailer is, I would have said it's a medieval torture device, probably. But now it's on my Christmas list because I touched one and it's revolutionary, you know. And so we're learning together, serving together, and having a great time. If you zoom in, if you would, Dave, on this picture in the upper left there you go. There's an image here of a moment this last February. It's a very beautiful moment where we got to be a part of handing over the keys to a family. And this family is very special to us. This is Arturo, Sarah, and their two daughters, Brianna and Jessica. And Sarah is one of those gals. Jerry talked about how the families have to contribute. Well, you couldn't keep this gal away from the job site. She was always showing up, always full of gratitude. She'd sometimes bake things at home, come share them with people, make sure the volunteers had water. And her enthusiasm and her anticipation and her gratitude for what we were doing with them, it was infectious. And it was also very humbling. It's a real privilege to get to partner with an organization like Habitat. In the benevolent world, there's a lot of talk about giving a hand up instead of a hand out. And I think if you take a close look at what Habitat is doing, you'll see that they're hitting that target very effectively. Personally, I believe that the God that I love and am serving is someone who loves to empower people. He loves to restore dignity. And when you get to a moment like that with a family where you see them receiving a tangible expression of hope that literally opens the door to a new future for them, you see this beautiful empowerment and this beautiful dignity. And for my team, it's been transformative. So I just want to invite you today. I hope that you'll respond to the call in a few moments to contribute financially. That's a hugely important piece. But also, the Habitat folks really wanted me to share my story, so you might be inspired to actually sign up and lend some of your sweat equity into these great projects. Maybe if you're a leader, church leader, business leader, whatever, you might even consider putting a sign on your door for a half day each year that says, hey, we've shut down for a day to go build a home for a deserving family. For me, and I think for you, what you'll experience is the truth that it is more blessed to give than it is to receive. Well, I was trying to think of a dramatic ending to this talk, and in the spirit of the season, I'll just say, I'm Corey Spangler, and I approve this message. Hey, turn your attention to the screens here. Thanks a lot.
The neighborhood here is not safe for him to be outside and running around. Just the size of the apartment, the way that it's laid out. She has one pull-out drawer in the kitchen.
We live in apartments. There's a lot of mold. The rent keeps going up, so we'd never know how much longer we're gonna be able to afford living here.
We also we have a 2-bedroom and we have 3 kids. It's just really tight. Owning a home would help make those dreams come true because they'd be stable.
What we want for him is for him to be able to be in a stable environment and for him to be able to be in a house that he can grow up in and feel at home in.
In the process of building a home, I have learned that as a community we can all come together from even around the world and do something great for our family.
I've learned that my husband can do roofing and he can build a home and just do so many things that I didn't know he can do.
By owning our own home, we'll be able to do lots of things we can't now. I mean, give Gavin everything that he needs. Yeah, it's gonna definitely be an adventure. I'm excited.
We've been blessed to be a part of this journey, and we'd want to do something to give back.
You see all these people that are coming out there doing so much work for people, and strangers, just strangers that are just helping everybody, and it's, at the end of it, I'm already, just even with the walls being built and the so many messages of inspiration and prayers, it's already so incredibly emotional. I can't even imagine when we actually close on the house. It's going to be very, very well worth it, very well worth the work and the blood and sweat and tears.
I feel like when we get the keys to our house, it's gonna feel like we're being successful. We're doing things for our kids and their futures and our futures as well. Just gonna feel like we're accomplishing what we're here to accomplish.
Relief. Relief and the feeling of finally being at home, at peace.
I would probably say like freedom, honestly. Like a weight just lifted.
Come on up, come on up. I'm Adina Warner, the Director of Resource Development, and we're so excited to be with you this morning. We're going to squeeze up onto the stage here. Come on up, come on up. We'll put the kids in front, parents in back. It'll be great. So, as you saw from the video, these are the families that you are partnering with this year. Thank you. So, I'm gonna ask just a couple questions to each family. So first of all, Carrie, when you and I first met, you told me that you knew this wasn't going to be an easy process to apply, to build your home, and to purchase your home, but you were going to do it anyway. What gave you the courage to make that decision?
Well, when I initially went online and printed out the application and I saw how many things you had to get together, I was like, man, that's a lot, and it sat there for a few days, and I ended up, I had a housing appointment, and I asked my worker about what she thought, and she said, just go for it. So I kind of just jumped in, and very grateful.
We're grateful too. We're really glad you did that. So for Gavin, I know in the video you said that you want to give him everything that he needs. What's he looking forward to in his new home?
I would say a safe environment, because where we're at now, we can't allow him to go outside and just, be free, be a kid, and meeting new friends and having a dog.
Having a dog. That's awesome. Thank you. So for the Hernandez family, Arnaldo, I know since that video, since we filmed that, you made a great stride forward in your career. Tell us about your career goal that you've accomplished.
I went to school for a barber. It was a long process, but I'm glad I'm done with it now. I gotta go take my test now so I can start working, and that'll be my next step.
That's awesome. Congratulations. And then Amalia, what are your children looking forward to in their new home?
They all say a dog. But I'm pretty sure they're just gonna enjoy so much being able to go outside, and we know some of the families that already have a Habitat home in that street, and their kids, so they're just, they're the same, excited to just go outside and be able to play outside. Where we currently live, we can't let the kids go outside. They can't play outside. And so they're just excited to be free and have a dog.
Similar story. You want to have a dog. That's awesome. Well, thank you all for partnering with these families. We're so, so grateful that you're allowing us to journey with you on this. Thank you.
Thank you all for being here. It's so important to be able to put a real face and a real story with the work that we do. I am a new member of the Habitat for Humanity Board of Directors, but I am not new to Habitat. For 7 years, I was the executive director of the North Willamette Valley Habitat for Humanity affiliate, our sister affiliate just to the east and the north of here. Habitat for Humanity was a part of my life. And once it's a part of you, it's really tough to let it go. Obviously, here I am again, thanks to Jerry. Watching families' lives change and children's futures impacted when their family moves into a safe home is quite powerful. The groundbreaking ceremonies, wall raising, and ultimately the house dedications are full of emotion, promise, and hope. Home is the key. It is the key for opportunity. I want to tell you a quick story. My kids were young when I worked for Habitat for Humanity, and they came to every groundbreaking and every house dedication with me. It was a very important part of our lives. As they grew up, they both worked on a campus chapter of Habitat for Humanity when they were in college. My son volunteered at the local Restore and actually did an internship with another affiliate as well. Now they're graduated from college in faraway places doing important things. My son Ricky called me last week, though. He lives and works in Washington, D.C. He called to tell me about a new intern who he had met recently in his office. This young woman is an intern on Capitol Hill. She's a recent graduate of an Oregon 4-year university. As the two began talking, they realized they were both from the Mid-Valley area of Oregon. She offered that she grew up in Silverton. Ricky explained that he had spent a lot of time as a kid in Silverton and the surrounding areas because his mom worked for the Habitat for Humanity affiliate that served that area. Guess what? This young woman grew up in a home in Silverton, Oregon, a home built with Habitat for Humanity. Think about her life, how opportunities opened up for her because she had a safe roof over her head. She had a place to do her homework. She had permanence as a young person. She had stability. Home is the key. I'm asking you today to invest in building and writing these kinds of stories. By donating to Habitat for Humanity, that is what you are doing. I'm not asking you for money. I'm asking you to help change lives and impact the future of many, many people. Thank you to those in the room who have supported this mission in the past. Today, I am asking you to please join me in becoming a monthly donor. As you can imagine, this makes a big difference in budgeting and planning for the affiliate. Just a little bit each month can make a big difference. And whatever you're able to give is appreciated. This is important work. Just ask that new intern on Capitol Hill. Thank you for your time and your investment in the mission of Habitat for Humanity and for helping build this kind of opportunity. Remember, home is the key. And now, table hosts, if you would please distribute the envelopes to the folks at your table. Take time to complete them, hand them back to the table hosts, then our staff will pick them up. We've got some time, so enjoy your fellowship, another cup of coffee, have a fabulous day, and thank you again for being here.
Gotta call it brave to chase that dream across the sea.